condensate pump's working. It just flushed a whole lot of water out of there. But anyway, guys, we are looking at an old Carrier. We've got a dual fuel system, but we've got a 3.5 ton 2007 Carrier dual fuel heat pump, furnace in the crawl space. We've already replaced this unit right there, but we were out and found this one low on charge. Hopefully the furnace doesn't switch over before I can get hooked up to this thing and get the breaker on. But we came out, found it low on charge. Homeowner declined the leak search. Of course, we told her that there was oil on the evaporator coil, but we had to, do a leak search to confirm it. But anyway, she declined doing all that and said just send somebody out to give me an estimate to replace the unit. So our guy comes out and we give her the estimate to replace the unit. And what do you know? She wants somebody to come back out and confirm the findings of the first technician. So anyway, we'll do it. Just to, she's a long-time customer and she's replaced 2 systems with us. This one, another one up on the 3rd floor. This one's behind me, is for the 2nd floor. But yeah, we'll come out here one more time and look at it and confirm our findings. He did leave the breaker off to the unit. You don't want to run a system that's half empty of refrigerant if you're gonna get these things linked back up. Great. Anyway, we'll turn this thing back on and go ahead and get the probes to hook up here. Well, it just shut off, so I am going to guess it's tripping low pressure already. Panel open on it. I just need to confirm that I've still got a call, because I don't think the thermostat has already maybe switched over to auxiliary heat and cycled the furnace on. But the flue pipe is over there. I don't hear any exhaust. Yes, we're already tripping the low pressure switch on this thing. If the pressures are stabilizing up now, when I got the probe turned on, it was showing me 80 psi and coming up, so more than likely it has tripped our low pressure switch. Here's my common. Here to the ground. Yep, so I do have 26 volts on my Y here. So this thing has tripped the pressure switch. I'm just going to push the contactor in. Which, let me hook up to the right spot. I've been running AC calls the last 3 days. Let me get hooked up to my true suction. Yeah, there we go. All right. Carrier, your metering device is out here, so net pressure's on the other side. Let's move over there too. I've been running lately. There's been no AC calls, and now we have her wanting us to come back and do this second opinion on another guy. I don't know. Anyway. Definitely low on charge. So now I need to go under the house and confirm where her leak is and get a video for her, and then more than likely she'll move forward with having us replace this one. She just wants to be sure she's doing the right thing. Watching her money. I understand it. Anyway, let's head under the house. Alright, well, we're under here. Carrier Infinity series, but it's not an Infinity thermostat on the wall. This unit's 17 years old. It's a dual fuel, so that's why we were doing a heat pump outside, and we got a furnace down here. It's a dual fuel system, so, and that was our original problem, is the heating wasn't keeping up until it got real cold outside. Obviously at that point it's switching over to the furnace, or would only heat in emergency heat, which means it was heating with the furnace every time it tried to start with the heat pump first. However long it ran before it would switch over, it was just blowing cool air out of the vents. So that was our original complaint. So anyway, and like I said, our guy came out, told her the charge was low on it. Where's my switch? Come on, where are we at? I know there's a switch somewhere down here to turn this thing off. Where are we going? Right there. There it is, right over here. Anyway, so our guy came out and looked at it and told her it was low on charge. And like I said, he told her he saw the oil in here and the leak, and she wanted an estimate. And then we came out and gave her the estimate to replace the system. She wanted a supervisor to come out and do a second opinion. So I'm doing a second opinion behind one of my own texts. So it is what it is. I mean, make the homeowners, customers happy, I guess. And I just want to be sure they're spending the money in the right place, which I'm sure she will be. We've already replaced the other two systems on the house. This is a golf club, golf course type community in a very affluent area. So they have the money. I ain't worried about that, but I guess that's why they have the money. They make sure they spend it in the right place. And here's our coil right here. Lifted up pretty good. So let's get the old sniffer out and see if we can find it. Alrighty. So let's see what we can come up with. Get the calibration on this thing set. Right there. Get more luck in manual mode than I do auto mode with these H10s. So let's see if we can find something. Down here. Oh, it's a pretty big coil. Let me just go ahead and stick this thing in here. Let's see if I'm getting anything back here in the back. I'm not seeing oil on it. I mean, the damn thing's running a 30 and a 180. So I know it's low. It could be in the outdoor unit. I don't know. We'll check all that. Line out of the way. Let's see in there. I am noticing the insulation in this furnace is falling out up there. That's not good. There's a hole in it somewhere. That's the thing about these old copper coils. Rust doesn't always mean there's a leak. Low charge does, but it could be in the condenser coil out there. Those will sneak up on them and bite you once in a while. You just always assume that you have a coil leak on the evaporator, and you end up you got a pipe rub or you got a leak in your condenser coil. So and it'll be the last place I look, probably, with my luck today. Not picking up anything. Not picking up anything. Check my capillary tubes. Now the TXV. There's not a rub in there somewhere. Alright, let's get back in here, and hit the old faithful bottom corner of the coil that sits in the drain pan. Uh-oh. Ah. Is that where our leak is? Might be. Yep. Look, it's right down there in that corner. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. Because I only recorded about the last 10 minutes of me doing this thing. I've been working on this coil for the last 30 minutes trying to find that leak, and finally, I don't know if it's on the back side of those fins or if it's on this side. I don't see any oil down there, but it's definitely leaking back there. It could be on the other side, back behind there. I can't get my arm all the way back under the bottom of this thing to get all the way back there, unfortunately. And I could pull this plate out if I wanted to, I guess, but I'm not going to all that trouble. There's a leak in it. I'm picking it up. This thing's rusted. It's 17 years old. I'm going to call and get her a price on the coil. We didn't do that the other day. Should have. And it's 410A, so it won't be as expensive as an R22 coil, but it's not going to be cheap. And then we got the insulation liner back here. It's falling out of this furnace. I'm going to have to get some tape or get something to see if I can get that up temporarily. I mean, we're coming out of the heating season, but if she's going to replace this thing, there's no way to get back in there. It's inside the furnace. It's got a secondary heat exchanger on it because it's a 90% furnace. So there's no way to get in from the other side by pulling the blower out to tack that up out of the way. So, I mean, the air is catching it back there and peeling it down. And eventually it's going to be laying on top of that heat exchanger, and that's not going to be good. So I'm going to try to tack it up a little bit best I can, but we're going to get her a price on this coil, and then she's probably end up going to go with the system replacement. So anyway, appreciate you watching, guys. Have a good week.